I study whales, specifically the endangered population of exclusively fish-eating killer whales called the southern resident killer whales.
A few years ago, one of these whales made headline news around the world.
A killer whale captures the world's attention in a terrible way. For 16 days, she's been carrying her dead calf on her back. We learn more.
J35, otherwise known as Tahlequah, gave birth to a female calf in 2018. That calf died within about 30 minutes of being born. As a killer whale scientist, as a human, you want to know why. Why did that baby die?
That infant body was never recovered, but Giles is collecting evidence to explain why so many killer whales are now dying young.
The best way to understand what's happening inside of a whale is to look at what comes out. That means studying killer whale poop or scat. One of the really fantastic things about our study is that we're able to non-invasively collect fecal samples by using our scat detection dog, Eba, on the front of the boat to help us find those samples.
A dog's nose has 50 times more scent receptors than ours do. So, kitted out with protection from the salt spray and sunshine, Eba takes command.
Working with a dog is amazing. It feels like you're borrowing a superpower from an animal. She will whip around to the side of the boat in which that scent is coming from. That can be up to a mile away that she can smell that. One scat sample is like a gold mine. We can look at hormones like stress hormones, nutrition hormones, pretty much anything you can imagine you can study by looking at just one fecal sample.
Analysis of the scats has revealed two key things. Firstly, hormones reveal the whales are starving. It's clear there simply aren't enough salmon left in these waters for them to eat. And this is exacerbated by a second factor.
One of the main identified threats to the southern resident killer whales are toxicants, chemicals called POPs, or persistent organic pollutants. And they're called that because they persist in the environment and in animals that eat them.
These industrial chemicals leach from the land into the ocean, where they're absorbed by plankton. Then, as they pass up the food chain, they become increasingly concentrated into fewer, larger animals, ultimately reaching lethal levels in whales.
In the past, females were easily living into their 80s and males into their 60s. These days, we're losing males just as they're reaching their prime breeding age, so in their early 20s. And that is because they don't have any way to offload the toxicants that are building up in their system.
Toxins are now affecting more than half the world's killer whale populations.
When a female gets pregnant, she is transferring those chemicals into the gestating fetus. And then she offloads almost 100% of whatever is left of the toxicants in her system through her milk to her calf.
It's possible that the death of J35's calf was caused by an overload of toxins.
She carried that baby actually until it came apart. There was nothing more to carry. It was heartbreaking to watch. This mom couldn't let it go. To forego foraging with and hunting with her family and eating, and instead carry her baby around was the most telling. I was going to say the most human thing she could have done, but it was more than that. I think of these whales as better versions of ourselves. I look to them for how to be. Bringing the plight of this population to the public, she did more by carrying around her dead baby than any of us combined have ever been able to do.